How's it going, everybody? So I'm going to show you the 5 best wallbang positions for CS2 Mirage, starting off with the B bomb site. So my favorite spot to spam is this jail area right here, because it's a very common angle that the CTs are going to sit in early round, because as you're coming out of apps, it's very difficult to clear this position without overexposing to a bunch of different angles at once, and you're also falling and inaccurate. So it's a great position to sit in early round, so you're going to catch a lot of people here at the beginning. So the easiest way to spam this is to find this big grease stain right here in front of the stove, and you're going to go into the middle line here and just go all the way up into the stove, and just like that, you're in position. You're going to stay crouched and find this little white dot, and just up and to the right of it, you do a simple left click, and boom, you are hitting the guy just like that. It is a super powerful spam spot and does a ton of damage. Look at that, 18 per shot to the chest and 72 to the head. I would have killed that guy no problem whatsoever. And of course, you can spam that, right? You don't have to just tap fire. So you can do a ton of damage very quickly by just going right back into that same spot and just spamming a little bit. The guy's dead. I mean, I absolutely killed him right there as quick as that. So moving on, another very important wallbang for CS2 Mirage is this post-plant position right here. If you ever plant for cat and can manage to get up into apps, this is a very easy position to spam. So one thing you have to keep in mind, if you're planting right here, anyone diffusing, well, they're not going to want to be exposed to window here or the balcony of apps. So they're going to come really close, anywhere really from this region up to the front. So it really makes it pretty easy to predict where they're going to be diffusing from. So while you're up here, all you have to do is come into this corner right here, you can crouch, and you can kind of use that same dot that I was showing just a moment ago as a reference. You just go from that dot down to this line, and really anywhere from here over to this other white dot right here is kind of the area that they could be diffusing in. Generally, if they're right on top of the bomb, I like to go right about here. There's kind of a darker dot that I think is a really good reference, and you can just start spamming just like that, and boom, I would have killed the guy while he was diffusing. Super easy to spam, and another very effective way to kill anyone diffusing the bomb. So on the other side of that, if you're on CT and you're wanting to spam the T's inside of apps, I see a lot of people that don't really know what to do. A lot of people will just stand around this area and just kind of spam straight up here in the kitchen. And well, hey, maybe if they've watched some of these types of videos and they're lining up some wall bangs, you may get a couple of hits and a couple of kills. But in my opinion, that's not the highest probability spam. Generally, a lot of the T's, they're always going to be kind of walking up in this area and pathing up in towards apps. So it's a way better chance you're going to hit someone maybe standing in this area or maybe a little bit further up than you are just someone kind of standing in the corner here, fully exposed to this spot. So what I like to do as a reference, I'll use this little piece of trash on the right-hand side of this pillar, and I'll just stand right on top of it. It's not very precise, just anywhere in here. And then I'll kind of use this bottom line right here in the wood, maybe just a little bit above it, and I'll go pretty much from this part of the shadow all the way over to the right-hand side. And if you look, it's pretty much a perfect line at head level to where you can catch anyone standing from this point all the way over to this point. I don't know how that headshot him. I think because I'm in no clip. But anyways, so you can just go right here into this position and just do a little bit of spamming all the way around until you maybe start hearing a couple of hits. And just like that, you've done a ton of damage. So moving on over to the A-bomb site, this is another great position that you can do a good post-plant spam. So if you're ever in like a 1v1, 1v2 situation, maybe you're smoked off, you're stuck behind ticket, if you know they're on the bomb, you can actually go all the way back into this corner right here. You can crouch, and this line right here is your best friend. There's a little bit of a smudge just above this area. It's kind of hard to see maybe in the video, but once you're in game, you'll definitely be able to distinguish what the smudge is. On the right hand side of it, if you just start spamming right on that, you're pretty much going to kill anyone that's diffusing along this kind of left line, right? So if they're crouched right here all the way up towards this side, if they're just along the box, you're pretty much going to kill them by spamming that position. Now, the other kind of variable is, what if they're standing back here and diffusing? But I don't think, a lot of people don't do that because they end up being exposed to a bunch of different angles at once. Like they're exposed to stairs, they're exposed to a ramp. It's just kind of a little bit more risky to diffuse from right here. But hey, you can definitely hear whether or not you're hitting someone, right? Like, so if, if you're spamming and missing, right, you're not hearing any impacts, but if you do hit, you'll hear it. So if you don't hear any impacts, just kind of adjust a little to the right to see if you can find them. And if not, maybe they've faked. But that is definitely the best way to deal with anyone diffusing if you're wanting to go for a little post-plant wallbang. So another really good CT wallbang spot that I have a lot of success with is any time that you smoke off Palace, or maybe you just haven't been watching it very closely, a lot of times the T's will try to sneak up all the way into this corner right here, wait there a while, and try to push out later round to maybe catch someone off guard. So if you can get under Palace, it's actually super easy to spam this position. all you have to do is find this little dark spot right here on the wood and just go just under it, kind of up into this area, and just spam, right? I did a ton of damage right there. Generally, the headshots are doing about 37 damage or so. I would have killed this guy. They don't do as much damage as maybe if you're spamming through the shutter over there on B, but it's still very good. And if you don't kill them, you're at least going to do a decent amount of damage and you're going to scare them off. You're going to get that information, and that is the most important part. So yeah, anyways, guys, I hope all of these wallbangs help you get a few extra kills in your next CS2 Mirage Premier match. If you have any more suggestions for me, please leave them down in the comments below, because I love making videos that you guys want to see.